Hey there, welcome back to Goodness Gorgeous Me. This is your video series on change. We are now on the letter G. So, in the last video we were discussing the letter N for no. So when temptations come up, when we have that little voice in our head, when we have the distractions, when we're thrown off key, the obstacles come up. What do? Well, obviously we keep on going. But here's the great thing about today's piece. So G in the word change, I'm going to use for gratitude. So just feeling really grateful for what you have already achieved, what you've already done, acquired, who you are, and what your capacity is, what your potential is. It's just, it's just really important to be grateful for the higher power, God, the nature, universe, whatever you want to call it, which has given you so much and the ability to make such a difference as well in the world. When we take the focus off ourselves, when we see problems in our own life and we focus on those problems, do they get bigger or do they get smaller? And if you're focusing on the problem, where attention goes, energy flows, right? What you focus on becomes more of your reality, okay? So when you're focusing on the problems or where we're stuck or where we're just, so debilitated or the fear is coming up, it's a place where the energy is very stagnant and the problem doesn't go away. It just escalates. You're vibrating at quite a low resonance and you're going to attract more of that kind of stuff, okay? So one way of moving out of that is gratitude and also helping somebody, doing something for someone else, doing a selfless act of kindness, being kind, doing something that will help somebody else. But look at what their problem is, look at what is troubling them and do what you can to help them overcome that. Once you do that, there's this whole shift of energy that happens as well. You've put yourself out of your own situation, out of your own context, and you've gone out of your way to do something that will really make a difference for somebody else. It shifts your focus, it shifts your energy. And then you can come back to the thing which was the problem or the obstacle or the challenge or however you want to term it with renewed, with this kind of renewed energy in your body, this kind of like a freshness, okay? And it'll be easier for you to then move forward with that and to move on. So, I'd highly recommend that you take that as something going forward, not just in this particular challenge or goal setting, goal creating steps, if you like, routine program, but just generally as it's kind of standalone, just helping others is, serving, just really doing things outside of your comfort zone as well. Go and do something which will make a difference for somebody else. So being really grateful and celebrating, you come so far by this stage of your journey. If you're not hitting obstacles, then frankly the change that you wanted was too easy, okay? When you dream big, when you want something which is just outside of your realm of knowledge, outside of your comfort zone, there will be challenges that you didn't know were going to happen. Things will come up that want you to retreat. It wants you to go back. It wants you to go back into that zone of safety. Okay, so these challenges are there as lessons. They're there for us to learn and grow from. So unless you face them and have them and you go through them, you're not going to get the lessons. Okay, so it's a real time also to celebrate. We're so close to the end now anyway, where the celebrations are really going to kick off, but just to reward yourself, maybe reward yourself at each stage of your plan, each stage of the progress. Give yourself something to look forward to. We as humans are motivated by two forces. We do things to avoid pain, or we do things to gain pleasure. A lot of the time it's to avoid the pain. You know, we don't want to be in a certain situation or have certain things happen. So we're motivated to overcome that. A lot of people who are extremely wealthy have a fear of losing it all. Maybe they started from really humble beginnings and they've built up their business, and their greatest fear is not having that. So they'll keep motivating, they'll keep on striving, they'll keep on going because they don't want to not have that. There's a whole thing around believing, you know, not doing things and avoiding things as well. So again, I cover that another time. But the other hand is working towards something for pleasure, and that drive and that desire. You know, if you're pleasure driven, you're going to want that thing. And so it's really important that you reward yourself at each stage, because it feels good, and we're all about anchoring that feeling, all about making that feeling really, really great and really real in our body, because it's those references that boost our confidence, that boost our self-esteem, that form us as a leader so that we can help others and inspire others as well. So it's a really critical piece to be grateful at each stage of your journey. Celebrate what you're doing at each stage, you know, celebrate the wins, celebrate who you're becoming, and to see those obstacles as lessons, and as awful as they might be, you will get through them. You will get through them. And sometimes, you know, life can really throw you off your path. It can definitely happen. Just as a story for myself, you know, recently both my parents died. They died within 9 months of each other. The most difficult year I've ever had. So the things that I was doing in my life for my health, for my business, for my finances, for my philanthropy, all the things that I had planned that I was going to do, there was another plan for me. There was another path that I was supposed to be on for that period of time, which was, you know, caring for my parents, looking after them, being there for them. Once my mother passed away, then being there for my dad. You know, the grief was unbearable, but being there for my dad, helping him and supporting him, and now he's gone too. You know, and so it's been that whole period of adjustment, that whole refocus. And, you know, to be honest, this is part of my inspiration. You know, creating this video series has partly been inspired by those tragic, awful events, because that's a massive change in my life, right? A massive change. And what did I do to overcome? I did this process. I'm doing this process, okay? Because it's all, you know, sometimes things are constantly ongoing. You don't really get through grief. You don't really get over it. You just learn to move on. So there's different things that happen in our life which can take us down a different path, but it's about perspective. If it's not the plan that you wanted, you know, we want change in our life, we want good change. But when it's something that is unexpected or takes us off on a different path, see the silver lining in that, see where the good things might be in that, see where the perspective is there. Is, you know, the change of perspective that you give to it will change how you feel. As I said in an earlier video, you know, the outcomes that we get, they make us feel a certain way. If we feel great, that's great, and that's as a result of the thoughts that we've had. And if we don't feel so good, that's also the result of the thoughts that we've had. So we can change our thoughts, we can, but we need to have some really great references to build on our self-efficacy and our confidence. So quite a lot in this piece. So for your assignment, you're looking at gratitude and you're looking at celebration. So how are you going to celebrate? What are the things that you can be grateful for? You go ahead and list 20 things, list 50 things, list 100 things. One really cool exercise that I do every night, have been doing for years, is when I go to bed, write down 3 things that I'm grateful for, even if it's been a horrible day, even if it's been a day where you're thinking, I can't think of anything to be grateful for. You'll be able to think of 3 things. So think of 3 things that you're really grateful for. You have got so much to be thankful for, and it's so important that that energy is out there, that you express your gratitude. Life is a cycle, okay? So do great things for other people, help other people, serve, and you'll get that wonderful feeling inside of you, and it'll just be something which you want to do again and again. We're nearly there. One more video to go. Well, one more part of the program to go, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.